What's going on, Keith? How you doing, man?
Doing excellent and happy to be here. Thank you.
And right on. I like that backdrop you got there. Is that your office?
This is the office here in North Naples. This is one of the backdrops. I have like three of them. I got them up on these little hooks so I can change it out depending on what I'm promoting.
No way. That's awesome. That's pretty slick. I need to get one for behind me. Put it up on that wall, do something like that. I like how you have three different ones you can individually swap. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I brought the camera up. You can see it's just, they have these little rivets in it. It's like a nice material. And I just throw one on top of the other like a big shower curtain.
That's freaking awesome, man. You guys don't deal with shower curtains very much, huh?
No.
Welcome to the Landscape Cafe, brought to you with support from Fort Myers Garden Service, maintaining and protecting business and residential landscapes. Visit fortmyersgardenservice.com or call 239-990-7494.
So before we get into some of the glass work and some of the stuff you guys do, where are you guys located? You say you're in your North Naples location right now?
Yeah, so my architectural glass here is in North Naples, right near Wiggins Pass. Mm-hmm. We actually just secured, I just did a post over the weekend. We just secured a piece of property on Alico Road. It's on the corner of Alico and Cam Court. A nice piece of property where we're going to come out of the ground with kind of a headquarters for my architectural glass for all of our trucks, all of our deliveries, all of our assembly.
Nice.
And then, of course, we have our factory, which is right across the street off of Alico Road as well. Mm-hmm. We do manufacturing.
So explain something to me. What's the difference between my architectural glass, and my shower door?
Yeah, that's a great question. We get asked this all the time. In 2003, my younger brother and myself, Doug, along with our two parents, Bill and Donna Daubmann, relocated from Western Massachusetts. And my brother and I kind of had an idea of starting our own business, but repackaging what we grew up in. Our family had a very similar style business up in Western Massachusetts when Doug and I were younger. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of grew up in an entrepreneurial family. Just a little side note, that business started up north when I was at age 12 because I was diagnosed with cancer.
Wow.
My parents are real blue collar. We lived in a kind of a HUD home. And when I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, it really kind of put their back up against the wall because to get the care I needed, they needed money. Mm-hmm. And they didn't have insurance. And so they leveraged their house and they started a business. And I'm not a massive religious guy. I mean, I believe in a higher power. I don't know exactly what that means, but I don't go to church every weekend.
Right.
I live my life in sin for the most part. However, it was a true blessing in disguise because I contracted the cancer. It forced them into starting a business to get me the treatment I needed. Consequently, 5 years later, after being put into remission, mm-hmm. Now here my brother and I grow up in an entrepreneurial family.
Wow.
So you kind of fast forward, Western Mass is nothing compared to Naples. Mm-hmm. So we fast forward, we all relocated down in 2003. And my brother and I kind of repackaged what we had grown up in. But we said, if we could ever do this over again, we would do it this way. And that's what we did. So we started my shower door in 2003, right next to where I'm sitting. Mm-hmm. And we proceeded to grow that business for the last 20 years. And it grew. It's still growing. There's 10 locations scattered through the Southwest Florida. There's one over on the East Coast now. So we have 10 brick and mortar showrooms that are identical to the one right next door. 5 years ago, we were getting some other questions from builders saying, hey, listen, we love your service for the shower doors. We love it so much because we can count on you. You're loyal. You say what you mean and you mean what you say. Mm-hmm. And you're investing in your business and we can see it. And what other services can you provide for us? Because there's a supply and demand on skilled labor down here, as you know.
Right.
And they're like, well, other glass companies do all types of glass. Well, we didn't want to be that. My shower door was a specialist.
Mm-hmm.
But then after looking at all these plans that were coming in for the shower doors, I started seeing like wine areas, which is basically a glorified steam shower, if you will, on steroids.
Right.
There's some other components that you have to be aware of, cooling, chilling, and don't forget you got somebody's precious wine collection in there. So, you gotta know what you're doing. Then I started seeing glass railings and room dividers and office partitions. And geez, these are the same components that are in a shower enclosure. It's just different hardware. And that's where this started. But what's really cool about this part of the business, my architectural, is it's going into its 6th year, but it has yet to spend $1 on advertising, not $1.
Really?
Which goes against everything our family's ever done. We've always reinvested into the branding, the marketing of our name. A lot, a lot of money into the brand because we understand the power of having a brand and getting the market awareness. But we wanted to make this a case study and only build it on the back of social media. And so when this company started in 2018, I had just started, LinkedIn was the first platform that I got on. Mm-hmm. And I said I was going to, go all in. And what does all in mean? I'm a hyper compulsive, like when I like something, I get it. Like I get after it.
Right.
And so I dedicated myself to getting 1,000 connections a month. And I proceeded to do that for like the next 24 months. I didn't stop.
That's awesome.
And so somewhere right around like 28,000 followers on there and producing content. But it's changed how this business operates from the one right next door from a standpoint of when we were first starting, I'd cold call. Let's say I was working for you, Peer Landscaping. I says, I started calling up a builder. Hey, just went by your new construction home. Wondering if any of your landscaping needs are available to bid. Mm-hmm. They're like, well, we'll send you some plans. We're kind of loyal to who we are. And that's great. You hope that everybody's loyal to who, I hope to have loyal customers. And we do. Mm-hmm. But the social media, now that phone call is different. First of all, they're usually calling here and they say, hey, we see you all over social media. Would you mind bidding on some work for us? Mm. Now, just from a sales standpoint, do you even feel the difference between those two? I'm not asking anymore. They're asking. Mm-hmm. And when the client starts asking if you will do their work subconsciously from, a high level standpoint, to me, that means price is not an issue.
Mm-hmm. Right.
There's and price is never an issue. It's just, that's what people are used to, like just beating each other up and going to war. But when a client's calling you, they have a need for your services or goods, and they see you through social media, which means that if they're calling you, they respect you, or they at least they have that feeling in their stomach, like, wow, there's something about Bailey that seems authentic, and I'm captivated. I want to do business with somebody like that. That's willing to put themselves out there and is vulnerable. And it's changed everything for us. I mean, it's unbelievable. Even not only from a sales standpoint, culture, attracting new talent. I hear all my team all the time saying, I can't find anybody about the work. I can't find anybody. Well, how come you're not on social media? Well, I don't have time for that. Well, what are we talking about here? You don't have time to grow your business? Right. Or you're afraid? Mm-hmm. You're afraid of being made fun of or mocked? Because let me tell you, I'm sure you've seen this. When I started, even people in my closest circle, not my direct family, but people like my best friend, when I was starting, like, oh, here we go again. Keith, what are you doing here? You're doing your stupid TikToks. You're so cool. Like, who do you think about? Kim Kardashian? Well, now you fast forward 4 or 5 years, those same people who are still in my circle are enjoying all the benefits that I get off of this, the free stuff, all the swag, the invitations. And fear really kills a lot of people's growth. The fear of being made fun of, the fear of the camera. Some people just don't like the camera going on.
Right.
But if you're willing to listen to this statistic, I wrote this down when I was getting ready for this morning.
Yeah.
Gary Vee talks about this, and this was really cool. LinkedIn has 900 million connections, followers, people, whatever you want to call it. 900 million. Less than 1% will ever post anything on LinkedIn.
Really?
And so he calls that underpriced or undervalued attention, meaning if you're willing to get over the fear factor and put yourself out there and post, you automatically become 1% within your industry and on LinkedIn, 1% of any content creator.
That's
if
crazy.
you do a video, if you do a selfie video, you're in like the 0.0000%. So it's like low-hanging fruit. People are like, well, why are you going on LinkedIn? You know, it's just like resumes and jobs. Well, that's how it started. But it's kind of evolved much like all the other platforms. You know, Instagram was just pictures at one point.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
That's what it started, as pictures.
Now it's videos and everything.
Yeah, now it's
stories.
So they all evolve.
Right.
So LinkedIn's got a news feed, and if you scroll through it, for the most part, it's really dry. It's mortgage rates, it's houses, a lot of realtors kind of flexing their sales, and you know, some other people that are on there. What I like to do is I like to stick out like a sore thumb. So a lot of times I'll screen record reels that I do on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, and I'll bring them over onto LinkedIn, and it really stands out comparatively speaking to what else is in the feed.
Right.
And then, of course, there's other innocuous rubs that we do in the content to really garner more attention and build innocuous rapport. But LinkedIn is a great platform to be on. And then the second one that I just started. So some people ask me questions about these and like, geez, man, I want to have a following. It's going to take, you're talking 4 or 5 years. Like, I don't want to do that. I want it now. That's just not going to happen. Yep. Unless you're coming out with like a sex tape or something that's just like over the top. And even then, you know, it's got to be good.
Right.
And that's what people got to watch. But, you know, is that what you want to be known for? So, you know, if you're going to play the social media content creation game, you need to be prepared for people to not give a shit for maybe 2 years, 2.5 years, I think, before it started getting really like noticed. But if you're willing to kind of subscribe to the water beats the rock theory, it's a game changer, because less than 1% on LinkedIn anyway are going to compete with you. Like, you're going to stand out immensely over your competitors and peers. Yeah,
absolutely.
And the YouTube I found was, to kind of get back to that, I just started on there. I got 27, I think I just checked, 27 subscribers.
So starting fresh. I'm
starting fresh. And I like that. I like building. I like doing something that most people look at and go, I can't do it. That's just boring. I like that. That's where I like to live. And YouTube is the second largest search engine, second to Google, in the world. And so if you think about anytime you remember a song or a movie clip and you want to, like, oh, what song was that? Or what movie was that? You don't go to Google and do that. Most people go to YouTube. And they type that in, boom, here comes the movie clip. And so if you get into YouTube, start producing on there and get creative with, they're called thumbnails or the titles, that's where kind of the innocuous rub is, because people, if you can get up, how to beautify my landscaping, how to transform my landscaping, or that's kind of like a popular one, the how-tos, or the most amazing landscaping in Southwest Florida. Like, those thumbnails are what people will usually type in, and then you can put whatever videos you put on there. There's a lot of underpriced attention there, and the viewership is amazing. And unlike Instagram, you can start getting paid on they're not called reels on YouTube, they're called shorts.
Right. Okay.
Same type of concept. But you only need 1,000 subscribers to start getting paid. Whereas on Instagram, I don't think I started getting paid till I think it's like 10,000. You need 10,000 on Instagram. So that's another. So just to kind of go back to the marketing aspect, we haven't paid $1 for marketing.
Right.
I'm actually getting paid from Instagram to promote the business.
So it's kind of backwards. Instead,
It's backwards.
Instagram is paying you to market your company rather than the other way around.
As soon as I get from 27 to 1,000 on YouTube, that's going to be another line of revenue stream. I need like another 2,500 on Facebook for those reels to start paying. So I'm hoping by the end of the year, I'll have 3 platforms paying for the same piece of content that I upload on all 3.
Mm-hmm.
And my marketing is, it's hard to really wrap your head. I'm getting paid to do marketing.
That's crazy. That's a beautiful thing.
Thank you for listening in. Stay tuned for the next part in this conversation. The Landscape Cafe is a production of Pure Landscaping and the Niche Podcast Network. Learn more about Bailey, Katie, and the team by visiting purelandscaping.com. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts. And don't forget, the best place to rate or follow the show is at thelandscapecafe.com.